All right, in this video, we're going to go through creating an illustration on the Accumulator website using the Eclipse Accumulator product as a cash value, really on the cash value play when it comes to using it for life insurance. So once we log into the Resource Center and go to the Accumulator website, we'll click on the illustrations. And we're going to select the product, the Eclipse Accumulator. I'm going to use the basic ledger at first, but I'm going to come back and show you one of the other concepts that creates some nice sales pieces. All right, so we'll go to next and under the insured. This is probably more of a play for someone in their, probably maybe as old as 50, but the younger the better, because we're trying to create cash value and it's going to be time and money. So the more time they have, the better this thing's going to look. All right. So under the design option, we're going to select minimum face because we want as much of the cash value going into creating savings as opposed to paying for life insurance. And then we're going to go to specify amount. So in this case, let's just show that they're going to put in $1,000 a month from now until age 68. One thing to keep in mind when you see this too is that if you just put in 68, that's going to actually take, in this person's case, to age 97. So when you see the A before it, that's what age they are. So we're going to go to age 68. Because for someone that's 30, Social Security says that is their full retirement age, and expecting to work until that time is understandable. Premium frequency monthly. So maybe not a lot of people are going to be able to write a $12,000 check, but maybe they can put aside $1,000 a month for their retirement planning or for their future planning. Okay, so we'll go to next. And one of the things we will want to show here is maybe we want to show a distribution. We'll show how much they can take out, and we can select solve for the max amount between age 70 and age 80. And then next, on the rider page here, one of the riders on this page I think really sets using this for cash value apart from any other different vehicles we can use to accumulate cash value, and it's because of this very last agreement down here, the waiver of premium, which is great because the waiver of premium provides for payment of a monthly premium during a period of total and permanent disability of the base insured. So they can get this anywhere between 0 and 55. And the great part about this is that it will continue, in this person's case, to pay that $1,000 every single month if they become disabled. What other type of vehicle where you're saving money will continue to fund itself if you become disabled? This is going to be one of the only ones. All right, we can go to the next page. On the assumptions here, we can keep it easy on ourselves and leave 100% of in the S&P 500. If you really wanted to, maybe you spread it out 25 across the board here, but I would stay away from the fixed account because this is a cash play. We want to, access as much upside as possible. All right, and then we'll just hit run case. And what this will do is this will show us, well, if you're putting $1,000 a month away, you're going to get a minimum, of almost $1.4 million in life insurance. But because we solved for that minimum face amount, you can see that if we're getting that, just that basic little over 5% return, by the time we go to retire at 68, there's going to be close to $1.3 million in value in it. But instead of just taking that check, you can loan yourself the $167,000 for essentially 11 years. All right. One of the things I would say is that if you click View Presentation, with just using the basic ledger, you're going to still get something that is very, very nice. But when you're selling this product, it's, you're talking to somebody that's going to put away $1,000 a month. Showing them, a spreadsheet like this may not look as appealing and may not help them understand the product if they've never been around it before. So one of the things you might want to consider doing is, if we go back to the concept or product, one of the nice things about using a concept is that if we use the life insurance as a financial tool concept, it doesn't change the way that we built the policy, but what it does change is it does change some of the things that come out on the presentation that I really like as sales materials when we're making this sale, and kind of creates a situation where it's much easier to understand. Because as you can see, everything stays the same, but when we click View Presentation, it's going to give us a nice little 9 or 10 pager at the beginning of this thing that really lays out the way that it works and the value of using life insurance as a financial tool. So I'm going to show you a couple of these here. So you can see now this is a little bit different than the basic ledger. And there's a couple of charts that I really like to point out. There's one right here. And you can see, oh man, life insurance, no annual limits on contributions, tax deferred accumulation, tax preferred distribution, income tax free death benefits, and it's not subject to the healthcare surtax. So that kind of shows you some of the difference between some of the other vehicles they would have choices with. This is another nice little chart to help people understand what's going on when we're using an index universal life policy to create some supplemental retirement income. But to me, this is the page right here that really allows for some nice understanding. So if we're getting this 5.69% return every single year, which you're never going to get that every single year. Some years it'll be 0, but some years you'll actually get the max, which is much higher than that. So between now and age 69, you're going to pay in $468,000 in premium. You know, if we get this return, we're going to get almost $915,000 in growth. So if we said just give us the cash, we could essentially get almost $1.4 million back at that point. But we're going to get a 1099 for this whole $915,000. As opposed to doing that, we can loan ourselves $167,000 every single year from age 70 to 80 for a total of $1.84 million in benefits and still have life insurance at the end of it. So to me, if you would take this and run this report for every single person you meet with and just leave them this one page, you know, I think you could spark a lot of interest. And the following pages just kind of show a little bit how that scenario would play out. And you can see, all right, well, you're pulling all this money out, but you still have life insurance at the end of it. So this was the quick video on using the Eclipse Accumulator product for a cash value play.